Hello everybody. Well, I finally beat Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, and it's about time because this game came out a long time ago on the GameCube, and I've never played it for some reason. And I'm someone who loves Mario a lot, and for some reason I just skipped out on this. And I don't know, something told me that I should start playing this game now, and I did. And I already knew this game was going to be good because I keep hearing people talking about it saying it's very good, it's very good. So you know what? I want to play it. I played Paper Mario on the Nintendo 64 and it was good. It was very good. The only thing is I don't really remember as too much because it was a very long time ago. Now as an adult looking at this in a different way, looking at the story, well, I gotta say this is by far, well, at least what I could remember, this is the best Mario story that I've played. The story is very good because every single place that you go to, it has memorable characters. Like it actually makes you feel like the town is alive, and I'm pretty sure you hear that from many people, but I really do feel that way because again, I'm gonna be spoiling this. So towards the end of the game, it does give you a little bit of clips or cutscenes of the old towns you visited, and it does make you feel like time passed by, that they're doing their own thing. And it's actually pretty cool how you see everybody come together at the very end. And I love stories like that where everybody that you met and that you helped come back and they appreciate everything you've done and they all believe in you, which is awesome. I love this game. There's a couple of Mario games, like I played Mario and Luigi back in the day, and there are some games, so it's not just those type of games, but there are other games where it's a story based game, and let's say you beat the final boss, yay, you did it, right? But let's say you want to continue that same story, well, it takes you back right before the final boss. It's like it takes you back in time, so you don't really see any progression after that. Like, yeah, there's a cutscene after you beat the game, but if you want to continue, well, too bad. You kind of have to go back before you defeated the final boss, and it's like nothing ever happened. And this game doesn't have that. And that's one of my big worries that I had in the very beginning. And no, you could actually, after you beat the final boss, you're back at Rugport. That's pretty much where you start off. And I hopefully I pronounced it right, but you go back to that and you're able to revisit old places, old towns that you've been on, and you get to do quests, you get to do different things, and it's awesome. I think it's pretty cool. I know there's like the 100 floor dungeon you have to do. You could be the champion again. I actually did that before I defeated the final boss because I don't know, for some, even if you have things to do, for some reason after I beat the final boss, I'm kind of done. I don't really want to do anything. I mean, unless it's Pokemon, but I usually don't like to go back to the game because it's just like, well, I already did the main thing. Like, what's the whole point of going back there? That's why I kind of wanted to take my time. I wanted to experience everything before heading towards the final boss. And yeah, I didn't really skip out on too many enemies. I ended up being level 29 for Mario. I did go to level 30, and that was after the final boss. So I went back to the old stages and I just defeated some enemies, and I got level 30, which is pretty cool. The only reason I wanted to do this just so I could make it an even 30, but I'm pretty sure because at level 15, your stage does grow bigger. So I was assuming maybe level 30, it gets even bigger. So I was very curious to see all of that. And I was literally like maybe 10, 15 star points away from level 30 anyway. So I wanted to do that. Pretty cool, pretty cool. The partners are amazing. Each one of them has like their own personality, which I love. There's some favorites. There's some least favorites that I have. My least favorite would have to be Madame Fleury. She's my least favorite. It's just because like her combat, it's kind of weird. Like she does this body slam, but you have to kind of aim the control stick every single time you want to do it, and it gets kind of annoying. So that's why I didn't really choose her too much. My favorite has got to be actually, I thought it was gonna be Yoshi. It was not Yoshi. It was actually Admiral Bomberine. I hope I said it right. I did get spoiled a little bit before I beat the game. I saw every single partner, and I wish I didn't do that. The only thing is, I was just looking at like different areas because I was gonna do a first impression videos, but and I did do it, but at the same time, I was like, nah, I'll just save everything towards the end because I don't want to repeat myself. But I did see Admiral Bombery, and I don't know, like I don't really like. I didn't really like it. Turns out he was like one of my favorite ones, probably the best one I have, and also like combat move, like his all his combat moves are good. Like he's very powerful, and even like looking at the internet, they're saying he's like the top tier or like the best one, or I'm pretty sure Yoshi's also the best one, but everyone likes to power him up. Oh yeah, by the way, you get to power up your partners in this game, and I was able to partner everybody up twice, except for Miss Meows. Don't know if she was in the original game. Maybe she was only in the remake where you could actually get to a partner. I'm not sure. Let me know if she was available before, but she's the only one I didn't really power up. But at the same time, it didn't really matter because I didn't really see her as part of the story. Plus, looking at the wiki here, it says she's optional, so that's why. Either way, it was good. There's a soundtrack. If you collect every single Shrine Sprites to a map or to a chapter, you get to unlock the soundtrack for all of that. I actually love that. I didn't get all the soundtracks, but I got like half of it, which is pretty cool because I didn't really look around for Shrine Sprites. Most of them were actually just in front of you while you do the story, so that's actually pretty cool. You don't have to like go out of your way to look for them. Maybe there's like a hidden room somewhere and then they pop out, but you don't really have to go out of the way just to level up a character. And either way, even if you get less than what I got in, I'm pretty sure you could power up your character twice, like at least your favorites, so that's not a big deal. Going back to the story, again, I said it was the best story that I've ever played in a Mario game, and you know, that's not saying much because a lot of Mario games don't really have good stories, but that's the mainline Mario games. I mean, at least before the 3D versions. But I mean, you have Mario and Luigi series, you have Paper Mario, you have Mario RPG. They do have stories and they are pretty good. I mean, I'm more of a Mario and Luigi person, but I have played Paper Mario and it's a little bit more basic than that, but the story is really good. There's a lot of moments that it actually made me laugh out loud. Like there's one where Koops thought his dad was dead. You saw a pile of bones, and then there was a note saying like, "I'm so proud of you, my son," and everything. And then at the end, it just it said a different name, and oh, it's not my dad, and that just made me laugh so much. And there's a lot of moments like that. I'm gonna go through every chapter very, very fast, just so I can just say the most memorable thing on top of my head, just because I did beat this game a couple of days ago, so it's not like I beat it right away. So this coming off of what I kind of remember. So chapter 1, I don't remember too much of it. I do remember that I gone to this place as a kid because I did play it before, but I would just go up to that point and I would never get past that. But it's your basic area. Koops has a girlfriend, and I guess the girlfriend is kind of like really, really, really into Koops, and like, wow, you know, they don't hide that. And I like that. I actually like that. All right, chapter 2, you have the little the punies. Actually, I love the punies. When I was doing the first impression video, which, you know, it didn't come out anymore, I only played the first 2 chapters, and when I got to chapter 2, I was talking about the punies, how I love them so much, and I still remember them till this day. And I gotta say, they were my favorite characters out of all the areas you visited, but actually they're my second favorite now because there's another one that I actually liked a little bit more. But the punies are very funny, especially the elder and all the little puzzles you have to do. I did love to do the puzzles. I wouldn't do them again just because like it does get tedious after you know what happened already. So, but it does change the gameplay a lot, especially when you go to chapter 3. And chapter 3 is actually, you don't really explore too much, so that's not how like the story kind of changes, but it does have my favorite set of characters. You have King K, you have the Koopa Troopa King K, and he's my favorite. But you also have Roghawk, you have Jolene the assistant, you have Grubba, and these characters are actually pretty good, and I loved it. I loved everything. This is my favorite set of characters throughout the whole game. These guys are awesome, and they have a unique story, a backstory to all of them, and I loved it. And when I was going up the ranks, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna go against my friend that I just met. Oh, I moved up a locker. now I'm in a better locker room and everything got more crazy. And then as you're doing that, there's a story behind it that there's something going on. And then that one I don't want to spoil because I actually do love that chapter, and I would say go for it, beat it, I guess. But yeah, that it just changes the whole game completely. It felt like I was playing a different game. So now you have chapter 4. This one is a little bit different. This is you're in a Twilight Town. It got crazy. It got really crazy. You have pigs everywhere. People transforming into pigs. It gets really sad. There's this mom who said, "Please help me feed my kids. My husband turned into a pig and I can't help," and blah blah blah. So you give her something to eat and she's like, "Thank you," and then at the end she turns into a pig, and it's so sad. And then once you rescue everyone, everybody's back. The shop owner, like, she was so sad because her husband was a pig, and then when everyone's back, it turns out that wasn't even her husband after all. And then the real husband comes back and saying like, "What are you doing here? Who are you? Why were you here?" Like all this stuff, and it's funny, and it's so funny. And then you have the main villain. I don't want to say his name because that's actually one of the quests that you have to figure out. But he's all right. I don't like him. Honestly, he was probably the most annoying one out of all of them. But he has a nice power, and oh my god, that was surprised me a little bit. Definitely don't want to spoil that one, but that was probably I still like the other one, chapter 3. But still, this was got to be like up there of one of my favorite chapters. This was good. This was like, oh wow. And then you go to chapter 5 where you have where you go to the island, and it's so cool because you fight the boss, and after that again, I want to spoil things, but at the same time I don't want to. I already said in the beginning I'm going to spoil it, but yeah, the boss at the end teams up with you and you go against these other guys, the X-Nauts, and it just gets crazy. Even though it's a cutscene, it's amazing because when you're on that ship and you're going to the other ship to take over, it feels like a pirate game, and it's like, wow, like what game am I playing? So it's good. I loved it. I loved it. And then you have, oh yeah, chapter 6. This is the train. This is where it's crazy because most of the time you're just spending it on that train. When you actually get to the town, it's pretty fast. And that's what I was assuming because I'm like, okay, they're focusing too much on the train. Maybe, yeah, this is going to be the whole chapter, just mostly on this train. And yeah, it is. But wow, like these characters are amazing again. I love chapter 3. I love chapter 4. All these, even the island had great characters on it. Like, it really did. And this one has, if I would hang out with anyone, it would be these people on this train because these characters were good. These were good characters. And then you have Peggington. He's the detective because he's wearing his detective clothes, so he's so easy to spot. He's a penguin. I love it. I always wanted a penguin buddy because the only one you could relate to is from Super Mario 64, the one you just throw off onto the cliff. There's a lot of memes from that, but this is an actual penguin, and he just calls you Luigi, which is funny, but I love it. And at the very end, like, wait, that wasn't Luigi, that was actually Mario. At least they got that out of the way. They didn't make it a big deal. They were just like in the background, but at least he knows it's Mario. Like, oh, okay, thank you. Like, at least he knows he's Mario. For those people who really wanted him to know that was actually Mario. Chapter 7, which it seems like it's the last one, but it's not. Because, obviously you still have to go through the 1,000-year door. Mario shoots for the moon. Chapter 7, that one's good. The thing is, like, it's like whatever. How do you say it? The puzzles are like, I feel like this is way shorter than like all the other ones, but the thing that makes this one a little bit unique though is that throughout the whole game, after you beat a chapter, you play as Princess Peach and you meet this person, well, this computer called Tech. You're in this base and you're sneaking through it and you're trying not to get caught, and the Peach cannot attack, so you have to like, maneuver your way out. It's really easy. You don't really have to like stealth it too much, but you go through these rooms, you do these puzzles, and then after you finish, you go to a Bowser cutscene, which Again, Bowser cutscenes are pretty funny. It gets repetitive towards the end, but it is very funny in the beginning. I love the first one, but after that though, you get to this level as Mario, and even though it's short, like you see the rooms where Peach once was. Like you get to see like, wow, I've been here before. Like, wow, I was here as Peach. Oh, this is where Peach did this. This is where Peach went over here. This is where she showered. This was her room. Like, it's crazy. And you're trying to get to Tech because, you know, normally you just go to Tech really easily. But no, this one, Tech is like the last room you go and unlock, which is awesome. Like, it's so different. I don't want to spoil, but at the same time I have to. But the ending of this chapter is insane. It is insane. And I would, like, just watch. If you're not going to play the game, just watch it on YouTube, whatever. Like, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's so good. Okay, now chapter 8. Chapter 8 was my least favorite. The thing about all the other chapters is that you go to a new area and it's fine. Like, you're good. You go through all these characters, you meet them, you go through this, you go through that. There's a big area to explore, which is fine, and I love that. All right, you have Glitzville, which is not that big, but it's still like there's a lot of things going on in there. But this area is like, it's kind of big. There's all these puzzles, but at the same time, it's like I was just over it by this. You open the 1,000-year door and you go in there, so you think that the treasure's already there. No, you have to do this whole other dungeon and you have to go through all these puzzles. And at this point, like, I just want to get through it already. It's kind of annoying, and I think the reason why I kind of wanted to already get over with, because, you know, after seeing what happened in the moon and all of that, you know, you would assume you were already there. Like, you were ready to fight the final boss. Like, where is this guy? I'm ready to face him. But no, you still have to go through another room. So at this point, I'm kind of impatient. I kind of want to go through him. But another thing is, like, there's no characters. There's no friendly characters to greet there, because, you know, it's not, you're not supposed to. It's supposed to be sealed for a long time. Nobody was supposed to go in there. So you're just nothing but bad guys. But that's the thing that kind of makes me, like, not like it, because there's no new people to meet. There's nothing. It's just going through the dungeon, so the story is kind of weak in there. But once you get towards the end, like, you do get towards the final boss, and they even tell you, like, you should probably save here because this is it. This is probably it. There's a safe box right before it, which is perfect. The final boss, you have the Shadow Queen. The Shadow Queen is the final boss. You were supposed to give her something so she could possess, and then that's how she comes back. She possesses Peach, and wow, like, there's a thing though. I felt like they were gonna do something with Peach because she was already there. Yeah, she possessed Peach, and they even used the word possessed, which is crazy. Usually they don't do that. Maybe they don't. I don't think they do. Like, I know Danny Phantom, have you guys seen that, a kid show? They don't use the word possessed. I don't know, they say take over his body or something like that, but they don't use that word, and they used it here. Even if it was a remake, I'm assuming they would change some words to make it a little bit more age appropriate, but they use that. I don't know why. I don't see it as a bad word, you know, possessed, but they use it. Peach transforms and she turns to an evil Peach, Shadow Peach. She looks amazing. And there's the thing, I played Smash Brothers before. A lot of Smash, and I play some mods, and I seen a lot of costumes, and I always see Peach with that costume, and I'm like, wait a minute, like, where is that from? Like, Peach looks so good, but why do people always give her that mod? Whether it's in Smash 4, Smash Brawl, it's always that one. And of course, you know, I looked it up, and yes, Paper Mario, but again, I didn't know it was from this game. I was like, I know it comes in a future Paper Mario game because, you know, you have Mr. L, and Mr. L isn't in this game. So, like, maybe she's in that game. So I didn't expect her to be in this game. So when I saw her, I was like, that's the person from Smash. So yeah, it was cool. I liked it. After you beat the game, you get to explore the area. The first place I went to is back to that place, and yeah, pretty much, I don't think you could go against her again. I don't think you could go against all the bosses anymore. So it's fine. I mean, maybe that was a way to cheese your way to, max level, because just you're gonna get stronger and they're gonna give you a lot of points. But yeah, so that was the story part of the video. But either way, the controls, the combats, I loved it. Mario gets new moves. I love games where you start off slow, but little by little you learn new moves and it gets better and better and better. Donkey Kong 64, Banjo Kazooie. There's games like that that make you feel like you're progressed through the game, even if there's no experience points, or I mean, this game does have it, but even if you're skipping over that, like, you do get new powers, and I love that. And those powers, you get to use it in the combat. And every single move has a different button press, except for like the jump ones. Those you have to press A when you hit them. But all your other partners, they have different moves that you could do. Hold ZL, ZR, let go, press it repeatedly, hold A. Yeah, so that was the combat. I like the combat. It's basic, but it's fun, and it gets you engaged. It's not a game where you could just play and then be on your phone. On the other hand, it's not like Pokemon where I could just be on my phone, or I have to be watching a video while playing Pokemon, because if I'm just playing Pokemon by myself, or especially shiny hunting, it's going to be boring. You have to play something else, listen to a podcast, watch another person live stream it, or just watch any videos in the background. This one, no, you do have to pay attention. But I don't mind, because like I like games like that. I want to focus on the games, but also the story, because this is a story-based game. So obviously you're not gonna take your phone out when the combat starts, and then after it ends, you're taking your phone away just so you can listen to the story. No, you're like, this one, you're fully engaged into the game. But yeah, this has been my video review of Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. Great game, highly recommended. One of the best Mario story games that you'll ever play. And I'm talking about like Mario based. There's other video games out there that has good stories, but there is a very good story though. I gotta say, for a story based video game, this is a very, very good one. And if you're a fan of Mario, trust me, don't skip on this like I did. I love Mario a lot, and for some reason, I don't know why I skipped on it, but I'm so glad I finally get to say that I beat Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys later.